What's up, people? I am back. Sorry I'm doing this video so late, but it is what it is. Today, I am reviewing Orphan First Kill. I wanted to review this some weeks back, but I didn't know how long I was going to be here, and I figured since I was going to be here for a while, another week at least, I was like, fuck it, I'll just do it now. But I am reviewing Orphan First Kill. Tomorrow, I will be doing Piranha 3D, which I can't wait to watch. I have not watched that one in a while. Those movies were so fun. Yeah, they're not great in this, like, in the objective sense, but they're fucking fun movies, and there's titties. So I'll be talking about those tomorrow, the first one anyway. But I'll be doing that one tomorrow. But today, I'm doing Orphan First Kill. I remember when they first did, I just kind of saw that this was happening one day, and I was, because I initially was thinking, oh, this is going to be a sequel. And I was thinking, oh, I enjoyed the first Orphan, so like, all right, I'll watch this. And then they said it was going to be a prequel. I was like, what? A prequel? But she looks older. How? But then But then, you know, I gave it a chance, because I am not going to lie, I thought this was going to be shit. Just because it went straight to streaming, and I'm not going to lie, this is a surprise hit of the year, in my opinion. Like, one of the, I didn't expect this to be good. But this was the twist. It was cool seeing Esther again. The only thing with this one, I would say, minus the ending, which I will get to later, it doesn't play like a prequel. You gotta look at it like it's just a sequel, because it feels like it. It doesn't feel like a prequel at all when you're watching it. But there's some good twists. Isabel Fuhrman does a pretty good job as Esther. Like, I think the only one scene is where she gets her name Esther. Like, that's about it. And then the ending are the only two scenes I feel like, okay, this sets up the first movie. But minus that, it doesn't. Like, I think they should have just went in. And I thought Julia Stiles as Trisha. And, like, I guess I'm just going to go right into it, because there is a bit of twists in it, and I don't want to spoil the twist. I'll just get into it in my review. But, yeah. But like normal, I'm going to cheers and get ready to do this video. So the movie opens up. Esther is at, I might be saying it wrong, but Sarn Institute. And this is before they call her Esther. This is where she's just a regular named Lena. And we kind of get, I do like we get a little bit of her story. Like, basically they go more into her condition called I'm going to fuck this up, but I'll say it. Hypopit. You know what? I'm not. But basically the condition where she where basically she looks old. She's older, but she looks really young for her stature. So I do like they go more into that. But I kind of wanted more from the Sarn Institute. Just a little bit. Maybe like, I'm not saying it needed to be like an entire 30-minute sequence, but maybe like 20. And it was like 15, because pretty much after this, there's an investigator named Anna who's like, they're kind of looking into it. But while it's going on, I'm just gonna call her Esther just because that's what I know her as. So Esther seduces one of the guards, like basically thinking, oh, you know, we're gonna have sex, and then she ends up killing. Like, the kills in this movie are pretty good. There's not as much kills compared to the first one, because it does play a bit different, especially when I'll get more into the spoiler later. Sorry about that. The spoiler later. But, so she escapes pretty much after this. And she follows Anna, who's the reporter, kills her with, basically beats her to death with a tire iron, which that was pretty, like, the kills are pretty good for, like, the ones you get. It's not as kill heavy compared to the first one. So then she looks for missing girls, and then she finds the name. This is where she gets the name Esther, which is probably the only scene in the movie, minus the ending, where it plays, because everything else after this. So this is, then she goes to the embassy, looks for her parents. This is where we meet Alan and Trisha. And, you know, they're like these kind of really rich parents. Their son, Gunnar, is a fencer. He's basically an asshole the whole movie, which it works. So they all meet Esther. Everything seems fine initially, but Trisha, like, you could tell, realizes there's something's up, because Inspector what's his name? Inspector Donnan, played by Hiro Kanagawa. Pretty good actor. You know, he's been in a lot of good movies. I wish we did get more of him. It would have been kind of cool to see some scenes of him investigating her. But he dies pretty early. So, pretty much not that far. Because while their parents are gone, Gunnar throws a party. You know, Gunnar has a little altercation with his sister. Donnan asks some questions about Esther. Then Esther, basically realizing he's looking into her, follows him home, and basically tries to kill him. But then Trisha, while this is going on, she realizes there's something up with Esther, goes to Inspector's house, shoots him, and basically this is where we get one of the twists, that Gunnar was actually the one who killed Esther originally, and she covered it up. So, we basically get the reveal that Trisha is evil. I actually like that. When I first watched, like, whoa, we actually went there. Because I was thinking it was going to kind of play like the first one. You know, they adopt her, everything seems fine initially, but then, like in the original, like in the first one, the mother kind of realizing, oh, there's something up with her. But I'm actually happy they didn't go that route. They was like, okay. So, realizing that it would be too weird if Esther disappeared again, they make a deal basically that, you know, they have like a mutual agreement that they can stay. So, you know, Esther plays like a regular daughter, but then Gunnar confronts her, basically threatens her again, you know. And I like those moments because you do want them to get theirs. And I think it's just kind of nice. Like, it goes back to that video I did. Like, I do just kind of like having villains that are just bad sometimes. Like, there are just bad people. So it's just kind of cool to see that in this. So, like, there's a bunch of bad people. You got Esther, you got the mom, you got Trisha, you got Gunnar, he's fucking evil. Really, Alan's, like, probably the only decent guy, I would probably say. And I guess the cop, he's doing his job. So probably those two characters are the only somewhat good characters. So, one night, Trisha tries to, after a confrontation with Esther, because she could tell Esther was trying to, like, kind of like in the first one, she was trying to hook up with her husband. So she tries to poison Esther, and, like, throughout the film, before, Esther has, like, a rat in her room, and she left it in there, and because I think she knew Trisha would try to poison her. So she gave the rat the food, and the rat died. So to get back at her, she basically gave Trisha it's like a shake or something, like a smoothie, but basically it's just a rat. And then there's a scene before where Alan kind of connects with her, and you could tell she's trying to get with him. So it's kind of like, so there's little bits where it does play a little bit like the first, but they didn't just do a straight copy, which I like. So Alan's about to leave for, like, his trip, and Esther, seeing an opportunity, because I think she's slowly realizing that they don't want her around anymore. So she tries to kill them by, like, pushing them in front of the train, but a computer stops in time. Then they send Alan off. They then basically start to threaten Esther, and they're like, "You're about to die," and they'll oh shit, sorry guys, some of it's fucking light. That basically the deal's over. But Esther runs off after she sprayed like pepper spray on Gunner, steals the car, but she calls the police, and the cops get her back because they still think she's a little girl. So they take her back, and basically they're about to murder her, and they want to make it look like a suicide. She runs off. This movie's the pacing's pretty good too. Like, it gets going pretty much when she escapes, it goes. It doesn't, there's not a moment where you're just bored or anything. There's some good cinematography. Like, there's some really good shots in this. So she runs off. Initially, Alan calls back, and after realizing the car had been taken, he decides he's going to come back. And seemingly, initially, Esther is dead because they threw her off, like, the stairs, but then her body's missing. Gunner follows her, and then Gunner gets killed. Pretty brutal. He gets killed with a fencing knife sword. So, basically, that is a little predictable because he's a femme. Like, yeah, he's gonna get killed by that. Then she, Lena and I'm just gonna say Esther and Trish fight, and they end up in the process setting the house on fire. And then they're on the roof and confront each other. This is where Alan kind of gets back, and he ends up trying to save both of them, but during Trisha dies, and then Alan saves Esther, but then that moment realized, okay, that you're not Esther, something up with you. He then falls and dies, and then we get kind of a cool shot of her walking out of that burning house, and then gets founded by a new adoption agency, or they take her to an orphanage. And this part is where it does set up the first movie, because they mentioned in the first movie that one of the last family she was with, they burned in a fire, so this was the family. So this is like probably the only part where it played like a prequel. But aside from that, it really does just feel like a sequel. And I think they should have just did that, because to me, a prequel should not just feel like a sequel at all. Prequel and a sequel to me are two different things. So I just don't think this did it right. This felt like a sequel, a straight sequel. Just take out those two scenes, like the scene where she gets her name, and then the scene where it's revealed, oh, they're the family that got burned. Which, that scene was pretty good, and minus all that stuff, I enjoyed this. I didn't think I would, but really good cinematography, decent characters. Like in the movie, they had these characters you hate, you wanted them to get theirs, and they got theirs. And I like that kind of everybody was just all, minus Alan and the cop, everyone was kind of a piece of shit. For me, it is nice to just see bad guys be bad guys sometimes. No, there's a reason or anything. So, and some of the scenes at Sarn Institute were pretty good. I wish it went a bit longer, but aside from that, I really would recommend this. I just say look at it like a sequel, but it's a decent horror flick. I didn't think this was going to be as good as I thought it was going to be. Like, this is like an 8. I would give this about an 8 out of 10. Like, the twist was pretty good. Julia Stiles did a good job playing a fucking hateable bitch. It's crazy because fucking Esther had already killed people. She's a straight up killer, and fucking Julia's worse than her. So it works. So overall, enjoyable movie. It's on Paramount Plus. So if you have it, I would watch it, or just watch it somewhere else. But 8 out of 10. It's a good cinematography, really good kills. For the amount, I would be open after this one. Granted, they probably should do it in the next 2 years. I would be open to another Orphan movie, just make it a straight sequel. Yeah, I'd be open to it. So, but other than that, I'm happy I watched it, and yeah. Tomorrow, I will be doing Piranha 3D, which came out in 2010. And I remember when this came out, because I hadn't seen the 70s Piranha movie, and I'm really into creature features, so it was just like, oh, movie of killer piranhas, I'm in. And then, yeah, I didn't know about all this, obviously the titties and how it knows what it is, but it's a fun movie. It's been a little bit, probably 8 years since I've watched this movie, so I'm going to be watching that maybe tonight or tomorrow, and I'll be reviewing that. I will be doing that superhero video for sure in the morning. It'll be in the morning. So, but yeah, guys, I heavily recommend Orphan First Kill. Just look at it like a sequel. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna cheers and peace out. Fuck the Biden administration. Fuck Disney. Fuck Warner Brothers. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.